Hey there, Dr. M here. Today, this is just a demonstration of how to get around our class links, basically the structure for our class. One quick disclaimer, I'm just using a class for an example, so it may or may not be your class. All right, so let's get started. You'll actually have a link directly to your class, but I'm starting here on my basic this is all my classes at Mill Springs, and we're going to come back to this page perhaps for a little bit. There's some general resources that all classes can use on my landing page here. And then below it is an icon for every single class. And so, whether you're in my advisory or one of my classes, you could get there through this link. So let me just pick one. I think we'll go with period 6. So when we do this during the first week of school, and generally you'll have a link that goes directly to this page. And so you'll open up right here. And the way I have everything divided up, the top are resources that you'll use off and on throughout the semester. And then just below that, the current week schedule is going to be up. And so really just for the entire week, you're going to come here and click on whatever you need. So this is 6 period, and so it's a Tuesday, Thursday, every other Friday class. So the first week of school, it's actually only Tuesday and Thursday. Tuesday would be an e-learning day, and Thursday would be a face-to-face day. And then, I know this is bad news, you think, but from the math department, we're all going to do homework every single day. Totally fine if you work ahead, but otherwise, you just need to come and do something quick every day. So, to give you an example, on the day that is class, you come here and click on whatever your link is, and it brings you to our lesson for that day. And clearly I haven't got this set up for the first week of school yet, but they'll always look the same. And so a day is going to consist of this bar over here on the left, and it basically tells you what's our objective right now, what are we working on. And the first week, we're really just learning people, processes, and tools, because that foundation is so important for all of our learning and teaching and everything else. Our plan for our very first day together is to go through a class overview, and then you're going to meet me through a Google Class assignment, and then you're going to help me get to know you through a student survey. After that, we're going to come back together and go through the syllabus, and then we're going to look at my digital citizenship kind of overview, and each of the first 6 classes will actually take a quick peek at this and talk about what digital citizenship means. The evidence that I'm looking for, so this is basically what do I expect from you in any given class. So if we were actually learning math, there'd probably be the evidence I'd be looking for is that you can solve a certain kind of problem or whatever. But right now, the evidence is just active listening and also the Google Classroom submission and the survey submission. And then usually you'll have a homework here. I hadn't quite decided what to put. The lesson is always going to have a series of what our plan is with links here. And usually we'll have either a video or an audio from me just to get you started. I'm going to do my best to do flip videos for almost all of our teaching. Might have some images. The other thing to know about this slide is, so we'll click through the links of what we're going to do in class that day. This always gets you back to that landing page. And then other things I want to show you. So up here on the class landing page, like I said, these are all things that you might use throughout the semester. Every single weekly link that is passed is going to be linked here. And so once it is colored in dark, that means it's already linked. And so let's say we were actually down here in September. All of these would be linked, and you could go back, say if you were absent or missed an assignment or something, you could always go back to the link and check it out. The unit guide is going to be here. Right now it just goes to the class overview, but it'll have a guide that shows you all of what we're working on through an entire unit. And in this class, let's see, this is an advanced decision making. We have a total of 6 units, 3 in the fall and 3 in the spring. Class overview will always be here, and so this just kind of tells you what our class looks like. Oh, and I need to go back and show you the attendance button. But typically this is what we're going to go, the pattern of our days. Whether it's e-learning or face-to-face, it's always going to be the same. So you're going to do attendance through a button. I'm going to do attendance through a RenWeb. We're going to have what's called a stand-up because I'm going to model the class after what's called an agile workflow. And then we'll do our teaching and learning activities. And then we always come back together for some kind of wrap-up and a formative assessment, which just helps me see what you've learned. All right, so our Zoom link will be here when I have it active. One thing we're going to talk about the first week of school are class roles. And so I have a couple class roles and they may change. First of all, we always have class solvers, and so you'll be the ones who are basically helping me to work through how we solve problems, because it's hard for me to have the perspective of you guys. And so you'll always have 1, 2, or 3 solvers in class, and then you'll also have one of these other roles, which you will do on, looks like I need to edit these, it should be Tuesday and Thursday. And then finally is our syllabus, which I just got up and linked. And so it's kind of long because Mill Springs has a template that we have to use. It's pretty seriously long. And that's here. And so actually your first day's homework is going to be to download this and get it signed. Alrighty. So that is pretty much the whole thing. Everything about what we do in class is going to be run from this page plus Google Classroom, often in a day's lesson. You'll have a link to Google Classroom, but you'll also get the Google Classroom assignment immediately through email. So the thing I forgot to show you was this, which is every single day. And I'd really like you to do this probably in the few minutes before class starts. You'll come here and click this icon, and it takes you to a quick Google form. And you'll put in your name, what day of the week it is. Don't worry if you get it wrong occasionally. I frequently don't actually know what day it is. And then this is how stand-up works, a daily stand-up. You always say, what'd you do yesterday? What are you planning to do today? And if you had any obstacles. And this will help me clear obstacles and just kind of know how things are going. And then I always ask you just how you're feeling about what we're learning. Super confident to not very confident at all yet. All right, so that's it for class. And that's it. So signing out now. Be calm, be happy, and do some math this afternoon.